Over the last 15 years, one thing has become quite obvious in the investment world, which is the American stock market has massively outperformed the European stock market. So if you mainly invested in Europe, just Europe, your wealth would have had a significant impact if you missed US. And that raises a very important question. Why is Europe falling behind the US stock market? Because this is not just about stocks. This is about innovation, taxes, business culture, regulation, demographics, and even mindset. So in this video, we will break down why American markets have dominated globally, why Europe struggles to produce massive growth companies, and what this means for you if you are an investor in Europe and are just investing in Europe.
So let's start with the numbers first, because the difference is honestly shocking. Over the last decade, the S&P 500 massively outperformed most European indexes. And the reason becomes obvious when you look at the companies driving the US market. So the US created the biggest wealth machines in the modern history. Think about companies like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, and Google. These companies didn't just grow, they dominated the entire industries globally. For example, Apple went from being a strong tech company to become worth trillions of dollars. Nvidia became one of the biggest winners from AI and semiconductor demand. Meanwhile, in Europe still has strong companies, but many are in banking, industries, automotive, chemicals, insurances. These are mature industries and they don't fall into these explosive growth sectors. Stock markets are heavily driven by future growth expectations. We have to remember that. And the US market is filled with all the companies where investors believe, which can scale globally, dominate the industries, grow revenues aggressively. Europe has fewer companies with that profile. The stock market rewards growth far more aggressively than stability. So now the next question becomes, why does America create more growth companies than Europe? This is probably the most important part of the entire video, because the difference is deeper than just stocks. It is actually about how each system views capitalism itself. Europe generally prioritizes worker protections, stability, social welfare, lower inequality, and regulation. The European model tries to create a balanced society, whereas the American model is a bit different. The US system prioritizes entrepreneurship, aggressive growth, innovation, capital markets, and risk-taking. The American system rewards extreme success even if it creates more inequality. So this doesn't mean one system is good and the other is bad. They simply optimize for different outcomes. For example, in Germany or France, starting a company often involves more bureaucracy, a lot of red tape, stricter labor laws, higher taxes, more regulation. Whereas in the US, the environment is often more business aggressive, investors are more willing to fund risky startups, tolerate failure, and scale rapidly. So America creates more volatility, but also more massive winners. And Europe protects stability. America rewards disruption. And this directly affects how companies scale. Now let's talk about scaling, because this is where the gap becomes even bigger. The US has a massive unified market. One huge advantage America has: one language, one dominant market, one major capital system. A startup in California can immediately access hundreds of millions of consumers. Europe, on the other hand, is fragmented. Europe has multiple languages, different regulations, different tax systems, and different legal systems. So scaling across Europe is simply harder. A company expanding from Germany to France, Italy, Spain faces a lot of operational complexity. Now, venture capitalism is also different. Now, US also has a far more venture capital environment. American investors are more willing to fund high risk and high growth companies. And then comes the Silicon Valley effect. The US created ecosystems where talent, capital, innovation all exist together. This creates network effects. But on the other hand, Europe often loses its best startups. Many European startups eventually move to the US market because funding is easier, valuations are higher, and scaling is faster. So the US financial system is designed to aggressively support growth companies. But there is another major difference that almost nobody talks about, which is investing culture. And this section is extremely important because culture shapes financial outcomes. Americans are equity owners. In the United States, millions of people own stocks through retirement accounts, pension funds, ETFs. Even average workers are exposed to stock market growth. Whereas in Europe has a strong savings culture. Yes, countries like Germany traditionally value saving money, low risk, financial conservatism. And this explains the problem. Savings protects money, but investing builds wealth. For example, keeping 50,000 euros in cash during inflation you slowly lose purchasing power, right? Meanwhile, long-term stock investors benefit from compounding corporate growth and productivity growth. So Germany, because I'm living in Germany and this video is also going to help many expats in Germany, we will take an example of Germany. So Germany has relatively low retail stock participation compared to the US. Many people distrust stock markets, fear volatility, and prefer bank savings. So what this means, America creates asset owners, Europe creates savers. And over decades, this difference becomes enormous. So the people who own assets benefit from economic growth. The people who only save money often fall behind inflation. Now let's talk about regulation and taxes. Europe generally regulates markets more heavily. And again, this creates both advantages and disadvantages. Advantages: Europe offers stronger worker protections, better social safety nets, more stability. But growth often slows down. High regulation can reduce flexibility, slow innovation, and increase business costs. Now, tax differences: many European countries tax labor heavily, regulate aggressively, and sometimes discourage entrepreneurship. Meanwhile, in America, the US strongly encourages capital markets investing, business growth. Important nuance, and this is not saying Europe is failing, or falling. Europe optimizes for quality of life. America, on the other hand, optimizes for economic expansion. But we have to understand that financial markets rewards not quality of life, but expansion much more aggressively than stability. Now the most important question: what should you do with this information? Key lesson 1. Living in Europe does not mean you should only invest in European companies. This is why ETFs become so popular. Funds like S&P 500 ETFs, MSCI World ETFs allow investors to participate in global growth. Many people think MSCI World is globally balanced, but it is heavily dominated by US companies. And there is a reason for that, because the US dominates the global equity markets. You should think globally as an investor, not nationally. The biggest wealth creators over time is ownership of productive assets, not salary alone. So the country you live in matters far less than the assets you own.
So Europe, and since I'm living in Germany, I would say Germany still offers stability, healthcare, quality of life, and work protections. There is no hire and fire rule until now as such. But when it comes to stock market and wealth creation, America has clearly outperformed Europe for decades. And the smart investors understand how both markets work. So instead of emotionally choosing one side, you should clearly structure your portfolio. And if you're confused about how to do that, I have made a step-by-step guide for each and every expat in Germany or in Europe on how to start, manage, and structure your portfolio for the most optimized gains and wealth building. So don't delay this and watch these videos right here, which will guide you and help you to structure and build a superb portfolio which can weather every macroeconomic situation. So I'll see you in one of these videos. Bye.